Hi, how are you? It's Drabson here, and welcome back to our adventures in Azeroth. Last episode, we finished questing in the Searing Gorge, and we freed a dwarf out of an outhouse. Today, we are going to start questing in Tanaris. Seems like we have a lot of quests to do here. We're going to start with Andy Lynn. Just recently, a large band of nomadic ogres arrived in Tanaris, south of here. They have taken over a large area of the desert and formed a compound. Several smaller bands are currently wandering the desert, some of which have invaded the old troll ruins. The Dunemaul compound must be destroyed. We cannot allow these ogres to build up a force. The leader of this band is named Gor Marok the Ravager. I believe that putting an end to his leadership will be the beginning of the end of the ogres. Alright. Alrighty then. So let's go do this. And there's a Midsummer Festival buff we can get right over here, so we'll make sure we get that. Look at this Tauren just spinning around. Get boofed. So yeah, we'll get like a little bit more. And yeah, I last time I did a Paladin episode, I had a beard and long hair, but I am now an egghead. So, I decided to get rid of it. It was summertime. I explained a lot about that in yesterday's episodes, so I won't get too much into it today. But yeah. New hair. Well, less hair, I should say. Alright, so let's make our way to the Dunemaul compound. The song has a real Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time vibe to it. Or maybe not Ocarina of Time, probably more Majora's Mask. I forget the zone, but it kind of reminds me of Majora's Mask a little bit more. Kind of suits Tanaris. Yeah, I'm happy the Midsummer Festival is still going on. I have a feeling when it ends, that's when the 50% XP buff's gonna come. And then we'll be cruising. We'll be cruising all the way to 70. Because right after the 50% buff, that'll be the release of the pre-patch. And then pretty much it's like, the pre-patch is pretty much Wrath of the Lich King. So that's an increased XP buff as well. I think it just sticks to probably still 50%. I wonder how much more XP you get in Wrath of the Lich King from 60 to 70. Who's that? Got an Orc Hunter here. Alright, so let's start slaying these ogres. We have a lot of great quests. We'll make sure we track this. Shouldn't have too much trouble with these guys. Another good thing about questing out here is there's a lot of herbs for us to pick up. So we can still keep on leveling up our herbalism. It's pretty much the same type of herbs that you get in the Searing Gorge. It's mostly that fire bloom. This guy's got a pretty cool tiger. Is that Big Thera? Yeah, he's got Big Thera as his pet. It's badass. I think there's that elite tiger that you fight at the end of the Stranglethorn Vale question. I forget what it's called. Big Game Hunter, I believe it's called. Speaking of Big Game Hunter, but I don't know if there's any old school StarCraft Brood War players watching this, but that used to be a pretty popular map on Battle.net. that people would play. And the difference between that map and many other maps is that you pretty much get unlimited minerals. So you would never have to worry about expanding. Unless you wanted to, you know, increase your rate of minerals and gas. It's a fun way to play the game because, you know, someone's new at the game, you don't really want to force them into, you know, expanding too much and having like you know, timings where they have to expand so they won't run out of coin. Or like gas and minerals, I should say. What if they're ever going to come out with a StarCraft 3? Would be cool. Supposedly there are a couple of new RTSs coming out, though. Forget the names of them. I don't know how good they're going to do, but RTS has kind of became a forgotten gaming genre. See a lot of battle royales and MOBAs nowadays. That was our first enforcer? Oh, okay, so we have to slay enforcers and brutes. The Dunemaul brutes. Where were the other ones we were fighting with? Weren't all brutes, were they? The desert ogres. There's actually a pretty cool strat that people are using in Dunemaul Plateau. There's like a plague dragon boss, and he like flies in the air, and when he's up in the air you can't really hit him. So these guys, for a speed run, they got this outfit that turns you into an ogre, so pretty much you have like a way bigger hitbox. And what they would do is they would stand on top of like a ledge like this, and then the melee would jump up and they'd be able to hit the dragon in the air because of how big they are as ogres. Pretty impressive, I must say. You get this ogre disguise or outfit in the dungeon. I can't really forgot what it's called. Dunemaul, yeah. It's right over here in Fairless, right in this area here. I wonder if we can do a Dunemaul. Should probably start to... Yeah, there we go. We can actually do DM East. I wonder if anybody's trying to do DM East. Got a couple of people wanting to do Blackrock Depths. Should try to get into some dungeons pretty soon. So we're almost done with the brutes. Let's heal up here quick. Wow, that was a big hit for like 414. That was just a regular hit. I really like two-handers. It just feels... I don't know, everybody enjoys like big crits. I think that's why I like two-handers so much. So we're looking for some more enforcers. Here's a brute. I guess we'll get our last brute here. Be cool if I could get Travidon up before Wrath of the Lich King comes out. And if I can get a decent amount of gear on him, maybe I could start soloing these, you know, dungeons in Wrath of the Lich King. So that can make you some pretty good coins, especially if you have enchanting. You can use disenchanting and disenchant all the loot you get inside the dungeon. Pretty good way to make some gold. I think gold won't be that bad. It's hard to obtain in Wrath. I think it's having like thousands of gold. It's probably pretty common in that expansion. I'd assume the quests pay a lot more and all that stuff. This Bonfire's Blessing is doing work. Doing a decent amount of damage with it. Just want to check our herbalism here. Really at 228, it's not too bad. Once we get up to like 245, we should be good for the rest of the way until we head into TBC. Here he is, Gormarok the Ravager. What a badass. I wonder if my shaman fought this guy yet. Gormarok the Ravager? Probably has. I don't remember seeing this quest there. I don't think I did a lot of leveling in Tanaris on my paladin. Oh man, we're getting crushed. We'll use some bandages actually to heal up. I always forget to use bandages. That's why I end up always settling them by the time we out-level the current ones that we have. Could you imagine what can you tank and heal for BRD? Sorry, I have DPS. I could easily find it. I could tank though, but it wouldn't be that good. I'm only 54. I kind of want to be like late 50s for BRD if you want to do the whole thing. It would be cool to try to finish the entirety of BRD with the group. With either Travidon or Squiddly Diddly. So here's our final enforcer here. Let's try one of these ogre mages. Farm a little bit of XP. While we're waiting here. It's good to know that we could easily find a group if we're a tank. Maybe we will tank a BRD. I think as a paladin tank, it would really be good for Blackrock Depths, because at the end there's this room that's full of these dwarves, and they're easy to kill. But the thing is, they spawn every like 5 to 10 seconds, and so pretty much you would there's like a bunch of squares in the room. So you slay like all the dwarves in one square, and then you run up, slay those dwarves, and you have to keep on moving, because if you don't, you'll just get overrun. You'll run out of resources, and you'll die. The reason why Paladin's so good is because the problem with that place is doing AoE damage. The more AoE damage you have, the easier it is to clear through that place. So if you have like paladins and mages and warlocks, then you could easily get through that place. So I think having a paladin tank would really help with that. And it would be cool to do that on my Paladin. Maybe we'll do it soon. But it would be nice to wait a couple levels, because then it'll be pretty easy. But the thing I'm worried about is if I just keep waiting, then maybe I won't be able to do the Blackrock Depths anymore. But I doubt it. That place is so big that it goes from like 50 to 60, because yeah, there's like the early bosses that are like low 50s that you can do, but Emperor Thorazine I think is pretty much level 60 or close to it. Alright, so that should be enough ogres for today. Might try to get more of this ribbon dance buff, because I don't know if it's going to be going away soon. Probably is, so I should make sure that I try to get another hour's worth before I log off. Alright, so let's hurry back to Gadget Stand. Turn in this quest. And then I'll do a little ribbon dance. Get our buff back up. It's good to know that she gives these leather shoulders, because I actually am looking for leather shoulders on my rogue. I'm having some trouble finding an upgrade. I have currently gray shoulders that just has armor on them, so this would be a decent upgrade. Guess we'll take the shoulders. Maybe they sell for more. That's one thing that's fun about playing the rogue on hardcore, is just trying to find ways to get like upgrades. Like being able to use the auction house kind of takes that like aspect of the game away. But you do like using the auction house, because then you get like pretty awesome gear. Like having Destiny's awesome. It's cool having an epic leveling two-hander. So we'll get this up for like an hour. And there we go. Got the 10% XP bonus for an hour now. So if it does go away by the next time I play on Travidon, at least we'll have this buff for an hour. So I think it's going away soon. It's been out for a couple weeks. Alright guys. Well, that is the end of today's episode. As always, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.